Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you a Shiranui deck, one of the new archetypes out of the box. Is it the only new archetype? Honestly, I don't know. It's the only one I cared for, so I'm glad I was able to get some cards. Not everything I needed though. We did open some packs over on Twitch. I don't know if most of you guys caught that or not, but I managed to pull a prismatic Shiranui Squire Saga, so we're going to be flexing that as I go into the deck explanation. See if I remember how to do this still. So this deck is really fun to use, and I knew that from the get-go because I used to play this in the TCG. It's obviously not exactly what it was in the TCG because Duel Links is a completely different game, but it reminds me a little bit of Black Wings. It's obviously synchro based. It has a lot of ways to take care of your opponent's back row monsters, all that kind of stuff, but it struggles with turn disruption. The monsters don't really do much during your opponent's turn. They don't have quick play effects other than my boy right here, Shiranui Samurai. So a lot of the time it's like it's like all you have is vanilla monsters. A lot of effects only happen when they're banished and things like that. So in order to make the deck have a consistent turn 1 play that isn't just going for your level 10 synchro, I'm aware you can do that in the level augmentation version of this deck, but I don't have 3 Shiranui Squires, so that makes that particular combo even less consistent. So for what I had, I went with this build. It's more well-rounded. It has a lot of back row that can disrupt my opponent's play, so I have a relatively safe turn 1 play, even if that means just summoning a solitaire and searching a tuner. You know, my back row can protect me from getting killed. I didn't want to use Kite Road because it just doesn't fit in this deck the way it does in Black Wings, in my opinion. So I went with a more traditional back row. We have Cosmic Cyclone to activate our Switcheroo skill, which is what I decided to go with. Again, since I don't have 3 Squire and I don't have 3 Solitaire, I wanted to be able to get to my Squire, my Solitaire, or my Spirit Master more consistently. So we're going to be using Switcheroo to help us with that. There's 2 Cyclones for that. I didn't want to go all the way in with 3 because, like I said, a lot of times if you don't overextend turn 1, your field is going to be a little open. That doesn't mean you're going to get OTK'd, but you might be taking some damage, so sometimes those triple Cyclones are just going to be sort of dead. And you know, to help with that a little bit, we're going to be using the new card, Raigeki Break. This card is actually really good. At first I wasn't going for it when I was opening the box, and now that I used it in this deck, I think it works really nice. Shiranui monsters don't mind being in the grave because you can special summon them using Spirit Master, or you can use them to synchro using the Spectral Sword. So Raigeki Break works in that sense. Also, if something like I said happens where your life point is very low and you have dead Cosmic Cyclones in your hand, you can at least use them for fodder with Raigeki Break or your Brionac, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So yeah, Raigeki Break, really good. It allows me to disrupt my opponent's plays during their turn, and I really like the card. I love opening with it, even though it makes the play a little bit awkward because I have to keep a card in hand. It's still a good card. It's definitely worth it, especially now that we see a lot of heavy, combo heavy decks. Alistair got hit, so you're not seeing it as much, at least right now. So you're seeing a lot of assault. So, you know, if you destroy the tuner or you destroy the non-tuner with Raigeki Break, their turn kind of ends. So it's just a really good disruptive card. Same goes for Floodgate. You know, they're both disruptive in different ways. Enemy Controller, I mean, self-explanatory. And World Legacy Clash works because we get some effects of our Shiranui monsters if they get banished. So for example, if you World Legacy Clash using your Spirit Master is going to banish, and then you get to destroy face-up card in the field. So that's really nice, but I didn't want to go all in with 2, so I just went with the 1 Enemy Controller. If I wasn't running the traps, you know, you can run Treacherous and stuff like that. But onto the actual Shiranui cards. First we have Shiranui Solitaire. You can tribute 1 zombie type monster. It doesn't have to be face up, which is important. Special summon 1 zombie type tuner with 0 defense from your deck. So our targets are Shiranui Spectral Sword, which is a level 2 tuner, and Shiranui Spectral Sword Shade, which is a level 3 tuner. Also, if this card is banished, you can target one of your banished Shiranui monsters except itself, or up to 2 Shiranui style synthesis on the field, which we don't have it. Special summon them. So there's a really cool combo because your Spectral Sword can banish any zombie monster in your graveyard, any non-tuner, to go into a synchro from your extra deck. So if you banish Solitaire using Spectral Sword, you can special summon the Spectral Sword and then immediately go into a level 8, because now you have your level 6 synchro on the field, and then you have level 2 tuner. So that's pretty cool. Shiranui Squire, arguably the best card in the archetype. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one Shiranui Spectral Sword monster from your hand or deck. So it searches a tuner, but it stays on the field. You don't have to tribute any monster in order to keep it, so you can immediately go into whatever synchro play you want. It does restrict the monsters you can special summon to zombie type monsters only. If this card is banished, you draw one card, then discard one. Shiranui Samurai, he doesn't do a whole lot other than being an 1800 beater. During either player's turn, you can banish a is it a Shiranui monster or a zombie? It's a zombie type monster from your graveyard. He gains 600 attack, and if it battles anything, they get banished after damage calculation. And then if this gets banished, you get to add a Shiranui Shiranui monster from your graveyard except itself to the hand. Shiranui Spirit Master, really good. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon Shiranui monster from your hand or graveyard except itself, but the monster gets banished when it leaves the field. If this gets banished, you get to destroy a face-up card on the field. It does target though, so keep that in mind. Shiranui Spectral Sword Shade, this is just a level 3 tuner. It does have a cool banish effect, which I'm sorry, not a banish effect, a field effect. You can tribute this card to target 2 of your banished zombie type monsters except itself, and then you special summon them in defense position, but they cannot their effects are negated, and then it restricts your special summoning to zombie type monsters only. This one has a great graveyard effect, which we already talked about. You just target another non-tuner and then you synchro from the grave, which is nuts. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can only use that effect once per turn, and you cannot use it the turn this card hits the graveyard, which makes it a little bit slow. So it's never going to be a turn 1 play. It's always going to be a follow-up, but it's a very strong follow, because if anything happens to, say you go for a level 6, if anything happens to that level 6 and you have your Spectral Sword, now you get a free level 8 from the graveyard, which is really nice. Synchro Monster, sorry that it's taking so long, I'm a little rusty. Shiranui Squire Saga, it's a level 7. You can only special summon Shiranui Square Saga once per turn. That is true to all the Shiranui synchro monsters. You can only special summon them once per turn. You can banish one face-up monster you control or in your graveyard, then apply this effect in sequence depending on what the monster was before it was banished, if it was any of this. So at the very minimum, you're going to activate the first 2 effects, which is zombie type. You can have all monsters you control gain 300 attack, and then fire, because the whole deck is fire. You can destroy one spell or trap on the field. Now this effect does not target. It's kind of like what am I thinking? Like Spellbook of Fate. If you activate this and they don't respond, they don't get to know what you're targeting. If they didn't respond to the activation, they can't activate the card. It just gets destroyed. And then if you also send a synchro, you can destroy one monster on the field. So you can actually banish itself. All your monsters gain 300 attack. You destroy a spell and you destroy a monster. So very good removal. And I got a prismatic one. Brionac, you guys know what it does. Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon. I needed another level 7. I didn't want to just double up on the Squire Saga because the deck has ways of putting it back in your extra deck, which is a level 10. So we just went with the Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon. Why did we go for this? When another zombie type monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon one zombie type monster from either graveyard to your field, although you can only use this effect once per turn. Sun Saga, this is a level 10. If this card is special summon, you can return any number of your zombie type synchro monsters. Like I said, you can return your Squire Saga if you need to, that are banished or are in your graveyard to the extra deck. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls equal to the number of cards returned. If a zombie type monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish one Shiranui monster from your graveyard instead. You can only special summon this guy once per turn. So it does have very strong protection. But like I said, I couldn't go in the turn 1 Sun Saga with the turn 1 Sun Saga deck because it's just not consistent enough with the amount of Squire I have. Even if you run things such as Gold Sarcophagus, they don't really help you a lot turn 1 unless you have multiple of them. So I just really ended up going with this. I think it works the best out of the versions I tried with what I have. And then we have Shogun Saga. This is the guy that you use to OTK. Discard a special summon. You can banish one zombie type monster from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the banished monster's original attack until the end of this turn. If this card in the field is destroyed by battle by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished zombie type monsters with 0 defense, returning to the graveyard. You can only special summon one once per turn. So if you're always going to summon him using the Samurai Saga, so then you can just banish the Samurai Saga to gain 2500. He becomes 5500. Your Samurai Saga, when he gets banished, you get to, let's see, how much? Yeah, it loses 500 attack. So you can very easily OTK with this combo because you're decreasing the attack of your opponent's monster, hopefully one that's in attack position, and then you get to boost this guy to like 5500. I won a lot of games just on this combo alone, which is really good. And then the level 6, he doesn't do a lot of special things. Once per turn during the player's turn, you can target one of your banished zombie type monsters, shuffle it into the deck. And if you do, change the defense position on monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to that monster's. So because our monsters that are going to be banished are probably going to be tuners or really low attack monsters, that's not really that great. But you know, it might come up at some point. Also, if this card is banished, like I mentioned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 500 attack, and you can only special summon one guy once per turn. So yeah, that is a very, very long deck explanation. But like I said, I'm a little rusty. I haven't recorded videos in a while. I've only been streaming, and usually when I stream, I just keep on talking. So hopefully you guys don't mind that too much, since it is a new archetype. And yeah, let's get some replays. Alright, going up against a balance deck. I don't remember what this was, Treatment maybe? So like I said, we don't really have a strong turn 1 unless we have a Squire or we have the Spirit Master. So even though I can only go Solitaire and Spectral Sword, at least I have a World Legacy Clash. I thought that was a Raigeki break. Well, World Legacy, whatever. Luckily this deck didn't explode on the board. Treatments are definitely capable of, but they didn't, so we take those. And there we did the play I was talking about. We're going to banish, using Spectral Sword, banish the Solitaire to synchro into level 6. Solitaire's effect activates, special summoning Spectral Sword back onto the field, so now I can go into the level 8. Shogun Saga banish, 5500. We lowered the Master to 500. He makes a huge misplay here by not activating Master early enough. If he puts a King Golem right here, I can't respond with my World Legacy Clash, and then my Shogun Saga gets banished and I just lose him. But because he waited, I can respond with my World Legacy Clash, lower his attack, and then hit him for 18. And then my Shogun Saga comes back, but he was at least able to save the OTK. So Cruiser, Search, gain life. You guys know how Triomits work. Excuse me. Alright, he goes for the King Golem. Before he can attack, I banish a monster to boost him up to 2400, so now he can destroy it. And now it's time for us to win the game. Summon Spectral Sword Shade, level 3. Synchro into level 7. There's Squire Saga. Activate the effect. Destroy the field spell. So as you can see, he didn't respond to my Squire Saga being activated, so he couldn't respond once I chose to destroy this card. Too late. Now we get to just win. And he scoops. At least these replays are kind of fast, so maybe the video won't end up being 30 minutes long. But hey, maybe you want a 30-minute long video, because I haven't uploaded in a while. Alright, Paradox Brothers. I think this is actually another Trimid matchup. Yeah, no extra deck, so Solitaire into Spectral Sword. This time we don't have any back row, so it's looking kind of yikes. But luckily for us, because we didn't set our monster, he doesn't have a way to put 3 monsters on the field and obliterate him. He does have a back row, a King Golem, and just search for a Trimid Dancer. So a pretty dominating field. How are we gonna get over this? Easy. First of all, we're gonna activate Switcheroo. We are going to draw our Samurai again. Oh, I actually picked up Raigeki Break. There were so many duels where I shuffled back a 1-of and then just drew it again. I don't know why I keep using Switcheroo, it always betrays me. But anyway, we're using Spirit Master to special summon Shade. Now we can go into Squire Saga, activate the effect. He doesn't chain the card, so we're gonna go ahead and destroy the back row. We don't really care about the King Golem, this is whatever. We're still gonna try to kill him or get him very low on life and resources. So we're going once again for our Spectral Sword play. Banish Solitaire, special summon it back, going to level 8. And my guy is going to be 5500 attack. Now granted, I could have done this, I could have summoned this guy before I activated Squire Saga's effect. But because there was a delay, I didn't want to chance it and just take care of the back row while I can. It doesn't matter, I mean, I don't beat him, but I still have a huge monster on the board. Plus a Raigeki Break, and he's in a top deck situation. Alright, King Golem is going to keep him from losing the game, because he would have lost at 1300 attack. There's the 37. So yeah, as you can see, that extra 300 would have given me the win, but I wasn't going to risk, you know, while that back row was still active. Dancer, shuffle back, end phase, Raigeki Break. As you can see, it pretty much worked just as a Cyclone would have, and that's what I was talking about. There's no need to go triple Cyclone because I have the 2 Raigeki Breaks that are gonna help me out. Whether it's back row or whether it's monsters, then we get the scoop. Okay, Prowler. This is Inching Gears. I like the green in the background. It's from the Duel Carnival thing. It looks really good. So once again, we don't have a strong turn 1 play, but Solitaire into Spectral Sword is good enough when you have a Floodgate to back it up. He just sets, so unfortunately I'm not gonna have my level 6 into level 8 play since my monster stayed on the field. But we're still gonna go for Samurai Saga. Now this is very important. I wish this duel would have been live because the plays are more big brain live. We're gonna attack into this. There was a huge delay when I attacked into Snowman Eater. He really thought about using the Sphere Kribo, so now I know. Now I know he has a Sphere Kribo in hand. He's gonna destroy my Samurai Saga, that's fine. There's a Fortress. We can respond with our Floodgate, unfortunately. But he doesn't summon anything else, so we just take the 2000. Spectral Sword, banish the level 6 to summon the level 8. We're gonna banish the Solitaire. Solitaire can special summon anything that is banished, and because we special summoned Saga last turn, he doesn't have the restriction anymore, so we can bring him back to the field. He's 2500. We decrease his Wyvern to 500. Summon the Spectral Sword Shade. So what do? I attack with this. There's the Kuribo delay again. He decides not to use it on the Samurai Saga, so now I can Econ take. At this point it's a battle phase, so he can't respond anymore. We hit him for 25, and we're gonna use his own Ancient Gears effect. If this card attacks, your opponent monster cannot activate their effects until the end of the damage step for the win. Yeah, this deck is a lot of fun, man. I'm actually grinding out some stage missions. I have Dark Side of Dimensions at like 18, and I have 5Ds at like 20. I know you can get them both to 30, and you get like 50 gems per stage or more. So I'm trying to grind out some gens, see if I can pull a 3rd Squire. But there's still like 60 something packs left in the last box, so it might be a while. Alright, going up against Fortune Ladies. And Fortune Ladies, usually a very controlled deck. A very good control deck. And we're gonna outgain them here. Now, Fortune Ladies have a very weird interaction with Shiranuis, because Shiranuis banish their cards and Shiranuis banish their own cards. So if anything get banished while Fortune Vision is on the field, their monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. So you got to keep that in mind. And then if you banish them, like, well, they cannot be destroyed, you can banish them. Well, once per turn, if a card your opponent controls is banished by a card effect, except during the damage step, you can make the next battle damage you take this turn become 0. So you can destroy their monsters by card effect, and you can damage them the first time. It's just kind of weird, but it's important to know if you're going up against Fortune Ladies and they have Fortune Vision, to not go all the way in, because you're not going to be able to beat them that turn. So we're just going to go for Squire Saga. Banish, destroy the face down, destroy the face up as well. That way Fortune Vision is not stopping me next turn, right? So we're going to Floodgate the Fortune Lady whatever passed. Activate our Shades effect so we can summon both of our banished Spirit Master and Solitaire. Now that this is on the field, I can banish it, destroy the face up, go for the attack on the face down, and I still have a Raigeki Break to stop whatever play he tries to do. Normal summon Fortune Lady pass, Raigeki Break, and that's the win. Solitaire activates. Now he's negated, so I wasn't gonna get a tuner, but I just did that so I could clear the room and I can special summon a a tuner from the deck using the Shiranui Squire. That's why I did that. It wasn't a misplay, it was calculated. And then we get the scoop. Then last but not least, we have Jaden Yuki. Oh my god, 22 minutes long. Alright, Jaden, what do you got for me? I think this was an assault deck. Neospace, yeah. So they're running Neospace because they can Ancient Fairy Dragon search any field spell, plus also Brave Neos at 3100 is pretty good. So we're gonna stop that right away. Go ahead and summon Squire Saga, banish my Squire, destroy the field spell, draw 1 and discard. So right here, normally you set the Cyclone, right? Because you want to activate your switcheroo and all that, but I really don't want to have to discard my Spirit Master. I want to keep my Spirit Master. So instead of just setting the Cyclone and only being able to take care of back row, we're setting a Raigeki Break. So if back row is in the way, we can destroy that at the end phase. If a monster is in the way, we can destroy the monster. This is where Raigeki Break is a little bit better than the Cyclone, and why I chose to only run the 2 Cyclone alongside the 2 Raigeki Break. So we're gonna let him add Assault Beast, and we're gonna let him search your thing, do your thing, my man. And now we can activate Raigeki Break, and your turn's over, unless you have Neo's Fusion, which he didn't. He goes for the Floodgate. Floodgate doesn't matter because my Solitaire does not require for the monster to be face up. So now we can destroy the back row. And look how crazy this field is, because he's gonna scoop, so you're not gonna get to see it. But I'm about to synchro into a level 6, and then my Solitaire is gonna activate, is going to summon Spirit Master back onto the field, and I have World Legacy Clash. So I can use World Legacy Clash to reduce the attack of any monster he has by 1500, and then that's gonna banish my Spirit Master so I can destroy a face-up card. My Spirit Master is protected, so next turn I can banish it again once it hits the field, and then destroy a back row and destroy another face-up card. That's the field I ended up with. However, he didn't have anything, so we just win. But yeah, cool deck. This is my variant of it. It will change once I get more cards and I can start trying out different combinations. But this is, you know, day 1 Shiranui, or day 2, whatever. I guess they were released yesterday. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm done talking. It's been 25 minutes. You guys have a good one, and until next time.